Hello. Hi everyone. This is the fifth daily recording here. Um, I'm sorry for kind of whispering. I changed locations since yesterday. So as you guys know, I've been staying at a hotel, but there were some complications with flooding and such. So I actually had to head back to home in Northern Virginia. And so a lot has happened since yesterday. Um, this change of environment is uh, difficult. I've been trying to maintain all the old habits as much as possible in this new environment. Um, but it's harder, of course. So yeah, that was the main struggle. So it's just going through and translating all the old habits to fit into this new environment. So I'm actually not sure what my long-term housing situation is going to be like. I think it depends on several factors. Uh, I kind of sent out messages or emails to the Eagles Landing people and to the um, and to the physics department people as well to ask sort of for clarifications of the situation. So for the apartment people, it was really just asking them questions about when they thought this remediation process would be complete and questions of that nature. For the and also laying out the terms for like being able to stay there long term. Because there were a bunch of developments with that, but they actually ended up canceling our lease, um, terminating our lease, and we had to talk to them and to see why they did that and whether like they would be able to complete the property at all. And so so we're still not sure whether the owner would be open to accepting or not the conditions that we have outlined to them. The conditions are essentially that for 2 months we wouldn't pay rent, pretty much. So so that's kind of the idea. Uh, and so in exchange that we would be responsible for paying our own housing after this point. So that's essentially the situation till now. So we'll see how they respond to that. And then on the administrative department side, as you guys know, I'm taking a class this semester. So the idea is to see whether I I essentially can be able to drop that class or not. So if I can drop it, then it means that I'm not really tied to Charlottesville much, if at all. So it means I can maybe just get by just staying in Northern Virginia, more or less permanently, and then going back just once a week to Charlottesville for the weekly meetings and to change the nitrogen tanks, etc. Um, so so that would be a lot more convenient for me uh, in that situation. If I can't, though, if I need to take the class, then it's really uh, it's really like I do need a place in Charlottesville. So then it becomes possibly necessary to get a sublet for temporary housing, and then to pursue some long-term housing strategy for till August. So that's pretty much the situation as of now. Um, so it's still developing, but it's kind of a headache a little bit. Um, so yeah, but for the time being, until I receive answers to those two questions, well, actually, three questions. I'm also dealing with renters insurance right now to see if I can get compensated on like housing and food and such. So that's another dimension of all of this. So um, so I'm just kind of in a holding pattern. I have these three things going on right now, and I'm just waiting to see how they settle and decide on next moves from that point. But um, essentially, what this means is that until that point, until all those three things are clarified, I just my only real reasonable option is just to stay in Northern Virginia. So that's the plan essentially. And what that means is I think that means that I should uh, adapt my habits to life here, um, because I will need to do it anyways because I'm probably going to stay for at least a few days here. And but it's also good because there is a non-negligible chance that I may just be able to stay here until August, until my graduation. And so in that case, this place can kind of become almost permanent residence till that's complete. Um, so yeah, so that's pretty much everything. Um, and and we shall see. Um, so so actually, while I have you guys here, we can go over together the schedule that I have so far. So sorry, I just actually got an email, one of the things I was saying I was waiting on. So I'm just thinking about sharing all of this with everyone. So, okay, so let's go over my daily habits here and see if we can modify them to better fit life here in Northern Virginia. So, the first is morning prayer. So I think that's good. That can continue. There's to make cereal, apple, and coffee. That can also continue, though the coffee I might change to cereal, apple, and just no, make cereal, apple, and two coffees. Because I think I need to be able to function normally. Uh, and I think it's good to hold on to this breakfast habit, uh, at least for the time being. I might change it a little bit in the future, but at least for now, let's keep it that way. Uh, Second, there's dress, that's okay. Daily podcast, that's fine. But here we need to maybe specify a location because I think the issue is that in my room, I, I don't know, I don't really feel comfortable being on overheard. So, um, and I feel like, in my room, I can be easily overheard. Um, so we'll do it in the patio, in the sunroom. Yeah, I think that would be good. I think that's a good idea. And write down your to-dos that can be done here. Um, and actually, I'm gonna move dress before, so it's gonna be morning prayer, and then I'm going to like do all the routines of, like toiletries and stuff, and then I'll dress, and then I'll go down, make cereal, have an apple and two coffees. And then I'll do the daily podcast in the sunroom. And I write my to-dos, but I feel like, yeah, that can be also before the podcast. So I'll write my to-dos before, or actually, should I do it before or after? Um, let's try after, and we'll see. We'll see how it goes, and then maybe think about doing it before instead, and then get to the car. That's good. Okay, so all of those morning habits will fit. Uh, order good food and coffee. I'll change that to order good food and coffee if needed. Food and coffee if needed. Okay, great. So order good food and coffee if needed, and then the last meal is going to be, instead of a make microwavable meal, it's going to be have family meal. Have family meal. Family meal. Okay. And so I think that's pretty good. Now, for the deep work sessions, that's actually the hard part, is I'm not sure what to do about this. So I am kind of tempted to just continue on. So essentially, where can I work? Can I work in the Northern Virginia area? So of course I search that, and all the options are essentially for work. I meant like, so, okay, where can I do work in the Northern Virginia area? Provides comfortable workspaces and is known for fostering cafes, memory. So it seems like Fairfax County libraries. So hours. Let's see if their libraries are open earlier. There actually are, which is surprising to me. Um, so let's see. So we see different locations. So it seems like most start libraries open at 10. Um, most open at 10. Anyways. So I don't know what I was seeing. Okay, there's one that opens 8. But those are the administrative locations. So it seems though that, yeah, for the actual libraries, like they all open universally around 10 a.m. So that's interesting. little free library. There's a library called the Little Free Library, and apparently it's open 24/7. So I don't know what that place is though. It's a law library that's open 8 to 4:30. M's Little Library. So it seems like this little library is an interesting location. It's definitely worth checking out. So I think that would be one thing that we would want to check out today. So that can be for that. And then for evening, I have prepared space for habits tomorrow. So that's good. Shop or groom or tidy up is good as well. Make phone calls. So the good thing is if I'm here, I don't really need to make phone calls. So how about instead of that, I'm going to say, um, do something with slash for the fam. That can be, so that can be just hanging out for a little bit, at least with like Pierre or with my grandmother. Or it can be helping my mom out in some way or doing some chore for the household. But like, it would be nice to do something every day. Sleep by 11 is good. So we can play around with the hours, the exact hours for sleeping and waking up though. But everything else seems reasonable to me. So I think these are good habits. Okay, so that all looks good. And now all I'm going to do is just today, I'm going to check out this little free library. Yeah, it's really not too far, so it's kind of perfect. So we'll go check that out. And yeah, and go from there. All right. It was kind of a little long today, but I'm glad we went over this together, and I'll continue to implement these habits. I think there needs to be some more research about where I can do the deep work, and like how it's going to look, if I'm working here, because I used to just park and walk all the way to Alderman and do work there and walk all the way back to my car, and that gave kind of a good respite between sessions. But here it's not as clear what to do with that, so I have to figure that out. But right, so we'll do that, and I'll update you guys tomorrow on how things are going. Wish me luck, and talk to you soon.